Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
She sure is. I'm Mitch English. Kids,
Hey.
this is Daily Flash.
What?
What? I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Let's get around with the crew working the floor.
Yes.
And stage one is Sweet Baby James.
I get a stage by myself?
Yeah, all by yourself.
All right, you know what? I got a word of the day for you.
Lay it on me.
All right, abstruse.
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 Yep. Abstruse is a
Abstruse.
formal word used to describe something that is hard to understand.
Abstruse.
Okay.
We have it spelled abstruse. Is that right?
Shawshank Redemption. I think he uses this word.
Abstruse.
Yeah, remember like when they're yelling back and forth, he goes, "That's abstruse," because he couldn't understand it. Anybody remember?
Abstruse.
Shawshank? Anyway, it's on right now. It is playing on TBS
Somewhere.
or TNT.
With
right?
Morgan Freeman.
No, it was Andy Dufresne was abstruse. To my right is the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, often imitated. Well, he's
And
duplicated.
you know every-
Matt Doolittle.
And every time it's on TNT or TBS, you're going to sit there, stop, and watch it from wherever it is till the very end. It's one of those.
I love the blank. Really quick, we can stay on the shot. That blank screen right behind it.
Great.
Isn't that
It's
wonderful?
very abstruse.
There you go. Oh, it's black now. I cut it off.
There you go.
You know what's also abstruse? You can head to our website, dailyflashshow.com. A bunch of abstruse stuff on there. There you can see
There
all
it
of our
is.
socials, share, like, do all that fun stuff on there. Make sure you share the show on there. We love it when you share us.
I think it's all
Cherry
about
is
how to
caring.
train your imagination. You know, when you see a
Yeah.
blank screen like that,
Yeah,
you
can
just
put,
sort of
what we did, what we
whatever
done now.
you want.
See
The
what
show can be
happened
whatever
was.
you want.
Exactly.
You put your own damn logo. Can we take that?
Yeah.
Can we take the shot again,
For-
Zach?
The new sponsor.
For sale. For sale.
There you go.
And y'all know
we
how
won't do
far
it.
from the truth that is. We'll put anything up there. All right, we'll put pigs having sex during a chain link fence if the price is right, man.
I like that you could just create your own show
Yeah, create your own
within
show.
our show.
Fair Villa.
Yeah.
You know.
It's a whole new concept.
It is.
Of morning television.
So is stay-at-home son. Have you heard about this?
Stay-at-home
This
son?
is the new desired profession for many young boys.
Oh,
Stay-at-home
son, S-O-N.
sons,
Okay.
S-O-Ns. Yes, this kid on Jeopardy sort of made a moment out of the fact that he lives in his mother's basement, and he's proud of it. He's a stay-at-home son.
I can appreciate that. We also know that more and more kids are staying at home.
Yeah.
If I went back and did it, I would have stayed at home as long as I could and realized, saving money and that sort of thing. That is probably what most people forget about that whole thing. I like the concept of it because you're just owning it. You're owning it, stay at home, you know what I'm saying?
I suppose if you can embrace it, why not? However, I mean, there was a time where when you turned 18, you were out of the house.
That was
When you
my
could afford it.
generation.
Right?
Sure.
What's that?
When you could afford it.
When you could afford
No,
it.
you could. I lived in my truck for like a month.
There was a serious struggle bus, I think, for
Yeah.
anybody who moved out on their own at 17 or 18. And
Builds
then
character.
you went to, it does build character, right? So if you're staying at home and you're living in your parents' basement, I mean, how does that set you up for the rest of your life?
It's like your failure to launch.
Yes.
Right? And you think about it. I can
Exactly.
understand that. It seems, generally when we hear like stay-at-home mom, we think like, I'm doing this in lieu of working.
It's my job.
Yeah, that's my job.
Mothering is my job, and I take care of a household, which is fantastic and
Stay-at-home
difficult work.
son is not what you want to put on your dating
No.
profile, though,
No,
right?
stay-at-home son means you're living in a basement playing
Yeah.
video games, and you're wearing one of those headsets, and you're 40, and what are you doing with your life?
You
just
could
thought
be
there was a
making a
name
lot
for
of money if you turn it into a Twitch stream. Like that's the thing. You're paying the mortgage.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, I would say this. Parents, cut off the Wi-Fi, get them out of there, let them be on their own, enjoy the rest of your life.
Those are the things that we didn't even have to think about, but I've heard some parents doing it where they have some kind of program that changes their Wi-Fi password daily.
That'll get you out of the house.
Get you out of the house, but get chores done. It's like, I'll give you the passcode as soon as you get all your chores done. and
that's a great
like a reward. It's like, look, why are you you don't need to be on the internet if you have
Right.
things to do first. So if you're on the internet, we definitely want you to check out
Yes.
our website, though, if you're a stay-at-home son or daughter or whatever, go to dailyflashshow.com. All right, let's start with this here. We go up to New Jersey where two cops there rescued an impaired driver from a car that was stopped right in the train tracks moments before it was hit. Wow. Law enforcement described the driver as, well, impaired and unable to get out of the car as the gate arms were coming down. Moments later, the high-speed train came down on the tracks and hit the car. No word yet if the driver's actually going to face any charges, but caught on camera there. Not a good idea to be able, that's what, it's so amazing that this kind of stuff still happens. We see it a lot in Miami for some reason.
Well, a lot of it happens here in Florida because we're not used to trains. Like we're not used to them and the consistency of it.
Now, when we say we,
yeah, exactly.
Who's the we?
Who's we?
The people in Orlando, Florida, all over, because we don't use them for transit. It's not like it's New
I see what
York
you're
and everything.
saying.
So them on the frequency became something different. We'd have like one big train roll through town a day.
What's the frequency, by the way, Kenneth?
Kevin, the frequency is. Yeah, exactly.
And I remember, we speak it. It's funny you say that. My dad rented his car was in the shop. And we had a little Honda Civic back when the Honda Civics were big as this desk. Remember? And so we were all headed down to Miami, and my dad was getting impatient, and he tried to cross the tracks, and the thing kept on. I go, Dad, and he couldn't get out. And I swear, I might have died that day, and the rest of my life was a dream.
Oh, wow.
It kept on hitting the top of the car, like he got out.
Gosh.
In real life, it went out that way, and I was just thinking, inside that little tiny
Tin
Honda
can.
Civic, because remember,
Yes,
I
they
was
were
sitting
tiny.
on the tire basically
Yes.
in the thing.
They
So-
were like the size of a Mini. They had a
They
small
were
coupe that was very, very
mini,
small.
yes.
Yes.
Well, and anyway, so we were in
Yeah,
there.
'cause my
me and
sister had
kids.
one,
So it's a very scary moment, but that's the thing. These arms come down. Everybody in the world, all they need flare guns is the only thing that doesn't happen.
I don't get it. Like, I know that investigators will say there's like one of three reasons. A, you're not paying attention, which is the number one reason. B, you're in a hurry and you're trying to beat the arms that come down. Or C, it's intentional. And so,
You're impatient, right?
you're impatient. But I think a lot of it is they're also saying you're so involved in your phone and what you're listening to that you're not paying attention to the road. And if you see these arms come down, maybe you're in a completely other zone. So you're just attempting to try and beat the arms or just go through it, or you're not paying attention. And I just don't understand how people get stalled on the train tracks. Like, you can get stalled anywhere in the city, right there on the train tracks as the train's coming.
James?
Check this out. Railroads.gov. This is a long email. Anyway, nationally, more than 2,000 incidents and 200 fatalities happen each year at railroad crossings.
I believe it. It's impatience because you know that if a train goes by, it's going to take time out of your day. And matter of fact, they have actually changed laws. I know in Mississippi, if a train, Oklahoma, if a train is blocking your traffic, dropping a certain amount of time, you can actually go after money for that. They've where it made it easier for lawsuits. I can't remember if it was Mississippi or Oklahoma. They came out with that because a lot of times they'll stop because they're stopping, 2 miles down the road, and it's
Because some
blocking
other
your way.
jackass has crossed the railroad
Probably
tracks
so.
and they have to stop their cargo
so.
train.
Probably so.
A flight attendant has been caught smuggling over 100 pounds of a deadly new synthetic drug made of human bones. What will they think of next?
Oh my.
Yes. 21-year-old Charlotte May Lee from the UK was arrested in Sri Lanka after investigators say she was caught carrying suitcases full of a drug called Kush. The deadly drug comes from West Africa and can cause a user to fall asleep while walking, collapse, or even wander into moving traffic. I'm assuming this is our flight attendant
I'm thinking,
here.
we know what her priorities are.
Yes.
If this is her. Go ahead.
Lee claims the drugs were planted in her suitcase without her knowledge.
Oh, always.
As she posed for another selfie. The stash originated in West Africa, had an estimated street value of more than $3 million. And she had no idea those were stashed in her suitcase.
And I think a long time ago, before they had the dogs and stuff like that, flight attendants were used a lot to be mules.
And maybe knowingly, maybe unknowingly.
True.
Yeah.
I find out more about Hush. Let's check in now with Nick. Now I noticed. Like right when they said the name of it,
yeah.
he goes, Kush. Kush. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, it is.
But this is, was it made out of bones? Them bones. I hope not.
Sometimes you don't know.
Yeah. And that's another thing. I think drug dealers should come up with names of. They should work out in Hollywood because they come up with some of the most
They do.
awesome names for their products.
But wasn't Kush a toy, like a rubber toy?
There's a
or
Kush.
something?
I've heard of Kush.
ball.
What you're talking about?
Kush.
was like KOOSH.
Kush ball.
Kush ball.
Yeah.
Thank you. Kush ball.
Yeah.
Stress release.
Were they? Was that spelled K-U-S-H?
K-U-S-H. Yeah.
Were you?
It was.
It's like you
like
just
that.
squeeze it like
You
that.
squeeze it like that.
I'm gonna look at that right now. I think it was spelled the same way.
James, don't look at it. Please don't pull it up. Please.
Don't look at it.
That
Don't
last
look
one.
at it.
It's on here. Hey, it's on.
K-O-O-S-H.
Okay.
Balls.
Kush.
Yeah, I was close.
Well, we had the balls part right.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We got more, We got more Flash coming up around the corner. We got a new camera. I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize for everything we do on this show.
She's going to walk out the
baptized
door,
fire.
bitch. Oh, goodness.
Stick around. We got more Flash coming up.
Right now, Love Missions is working to purchase a 10-acre property right here in Central Florida. It's a place that's more than land. It's a lifeline for survivors of human trafficking.
It'll be a stable home, a space for healing, job training, and a fresh start toward real freedom. But they've got a tight deadline to raise $360,000.
And you can help make it all happen and be part of the survivor's legacy. Visit lovemissions.net or scan the QR code you see right there on your screen.
Every single gift brings lasting hope to someone who truly needs it.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. Check this out. I need everybody to hear me nice and clear. Tech has gone dumb. What? Yep, here to talk about it is Julia Pukachevsky. She's the senior health reporter for Business Insider. Julia, explain the rise of abstinence, abstinence, among the tech savvy. True, we have advanced so far. The WWDC for Apple phone came out and said it's going to do all these great things, but people are going the other direction. What's going on?
Yeah, I think some people, especially in some cases, people who are very passionate about tech, including AI, are learning that they don't necessarily have to be plugged in all the time. So there's this, kind of desire to have phones that, draw you in a little bit less, that help you create healthy boundaries with the online world. So there's definitely a trend of people seeking that out more.
I can understand that completely. And it seems like, in this world of where let's get more and more and more moving away, it's kind of like going from CDs to vinyl. We're starting to see people going back to vinyl when it comes to our music. People are doing that with their phones. What do you think about trading your smartphones for dumb phones as really a form of digital rebellion?
Yeah, I think it's hard to tell how widespread it is or will become, but I definitely see a trend. And I would say in the last year, there's definitely been more of a national conversation, I think, around smartphones, especially when it comes to teens and children and how it impacts everything from mental health to education outcomes, socializing, all these things that I think, people are wondering, even adults are wondering, what is this doing to my brain and to my happiness?
I think you're right. You mentioned parents there because you're saying, well, I need to know where my kid's at. And, so let's give them a phone. And of course, they want the phone with all the smart apps. And it's almost like you're giving them the drug if you think about it. Dumb phones or light phones is what people are calling it. If you had to describe it, let's say like in a dating profile, what would its tagline be, a light phone?
Yeah, so a light phone, I would say, makes your life easier without taking you away from it. And it's a brand of phone, so it's actually based in Brooklyn, and it's essentially a pared down smartphone. So it has all the functions you would need, an emergency like calling someone, texting someone, maps, but no internet, no social media.
I think that's a need for that. People are out there. Their adopters of these dumb phones report that they actually have more focus. Their well-being is better. Tell me about a wellness trend. It's called phone fasting.
Yeah, I would say, digital detoxes have been around for a while, but I think people are looking for something a little bit more permanent than just doing a digital detox for a day or a weekend. They want more of that boundary. So, I would say even after I wrote the article, I bought a device called a Brick, which, you scan your phone and it blocks whatever apps you want for however long you want. So, yeah, there's definitely more of an interest in that separation.
Jackson and I were talking because, Apple, talking about their new stuff. And she's like, did the flip phone come back? Because obviously there's a need for it from what you're talking. Do you see a future where flip phones will actually make a full comeback and we're used to seeing them?
Yeah, definitely. I wonder if it'll be as much the retro flip phones as more companies like Lightphone that are creating something that looks like a smartphone, but maybe doesn't have as many of the same capabilities.
Yeah.
I feel there are a lot of parallels to like this sober curious sobriety movement. I think if you look today, there's so many non-alcoholic beer brands, mocktails, things like that, that I think people are really, I don't know if anyone would have expected that, but I think there was definitely an interest for an alternative to drinking, and I think we're seeing that with smartphones as well.
You're absolutely right. Matter of fact, non-alcoholic beer is now becoming, it's no joke, second most biggest beverage altogether. People are moving away from it. I think everybody, we're tired of seeing it. That's what it is. You want to find out more details on this, Julia, thank you so much for joining us. We'll post this interview, and you can also check out businessinsider.com.
All right, Mitch, good stuff. On to Billy Joel. Legendary musician Billy Joel has canceled all future concerts following a tough health diagnosis. Here's what we know. The 76-year-old piano man was diagnosed with a rare brain condition known as NPH, which affects vision, hearing, and balance. The singer-songwriter shared the update on social media, said that the condition has been magnified by his recent concert performances. He's now undergoing physical therapy, and doctors have advised him to put all performances on hold while his body and brain recovers. Joel apologized to all his fans and thanked them for their understanding. Mitch, I know you and Matt had a chance to see him.
I'm so glad too. I mean, the Piano Man, I mean, it was one of those concerts where you know every one of the songs, and it was just like a bunch of friends, kind of just like singing along, kind of like, again, the Piano Man when you're in a place. And to see, and then the things that he has done, and then you pull back and you see how much of his life that, he's lost his fortune twice. His brother-in-law ripped him off, and then his accountant ripped him off one time. So he started all over from the scratch 2 times. They kind of give you a little bit about how tenacious he is. And a hell of a concert, man. Just, I mean, a beautiful, beautiful concert. And I had a good time. Maddie, you had a good time, right?
It was great.
A wonderful time. And it's sad to see. It's almost like when you hear about like surgeons in their hands, start to go out, or a singer in their vocal stuff. It's sad to see this sort of thing because we love him so much.
Well, and you had mentioned it, but do you think he's lived like 20 lives within one lifetime, right? With his marriages and with his addictions and with, everything else that he's gone through, the financial stuff. So the fact that he still wants to get out there and perform at this day and age
it's in his blood, huh?
Incredible.
Stuff there. We got preview review. Matt's going to get you up to date on what's going on with the Muppets in Orlando. We'll tell you about it. Are they going away? Find out.
Hey now, and welcome to Preview Review. I am Matt Doolittle. I am giving you a sneak peek while we speak geek. Well, guys, this past weekend, we had to say goodbye to a classic attraction that's been around since 1991 and holds a special place in my heart. Oh, this one hurts. Muppet Vision 3D at Hollywood Studios is now defunct, unfortunately. On May 16th, 1991, the first anniversary of Jim Henson's death, the attraction opened. The final day was June 8th, 2025. This was actually the last production Jim Henson actually worked on before he died. The last park guest to actually enter the ride was Jim Henson's daughter, who we rarely see. Cool. She doesn't really like to make public appearances, but she was the last person to go in and see it. It actually closed right along with Pizza Rizzo's. It closed on the same day. Now it's getting replaced by a Monsters Inc. themed land, which a lot of us Disney nerds are like, okay, does Monsters Inc. really have the
cool ride though?
It looks like a cool ride, but does it have the staying power that the Muppets have? Now my wife and I actually got to go for one last time a couple days before. We went on the Wednesday before because we were not going to go to influencer hell on that Saturday when it actually closed. But it did look cool on the last day. People were singing as it closed. Everybody knows the great fountain that's out front. Now, not all is lost. The Muppets will be moving across the street across the park to Hollywood Boulevard. They will be taking over for Aerosmith on the Rock and Roller Coaster at the end of 2026.
Oh, okay.
So really sad. It was my favorite kind of air conditioning event to go into. The queue line was amazing of anything that they had there. It was really a fun pre-show, fun show, so it will be missed. But now they are talking about repurposing the entire area where the Rock and Roller Coaster is into a Muppets Land, so there may be a new Muppets Theater being built soon. So I hope that's going to happen.
Let's hope so too. I mean, it's all iconic. We all know about Muppets, and so it comes with great stories and everything. And hey, how are you? Glad to be here. Tell me about how are a lot of the fans kind of reacting to this?
It's good at Disney that you have to have upgrade, right? Yeah. You know, Walt said back in the day that it will never be complete, it will never be done. So I think that fans are getting used to these changes coming along, but I think they're happening a little quick. Granted, this was from 1991, but the film still held up. But it's just sad to see it go because it's one of those things that us 40-year-olds grew up on. But kids now are like, and the Muppets are those things that try to sell me hotel bookings. I'm not really sure. So, and they tried to up the adultness of the Muppets on a show a couple years ago that didn't really work out. So I see why the progress needs to go, but I'm hoping they bring it back in a different form. But I'm glad they're keeping the Muppets within the park in some fashion.
Yeah, definitely. All right, moving on. Matt, Mitch, guess what movie is breathing fire into the box office this weekend?
What movie?
Yes, How to Train Your Dragon. Take a look.
Everything we know about dragons is wrong.
The reign of the dragons. That's right here, right now.
I'm the first Viking who wouldn't kill a dragon.
First to ride one, though.
Well, we want to say a big shout out and a big thank you to DreamWorks because we got our own very personal dragon here. Look at this thing. Isn't this beautiful? And as you open it up, there's this beautiful book about the animation and the artwork from the movie. So this is super, super cool.
Very nice.
Did all up.
Right?
Thank you so much.
Yes,
DreamWorks.
big time thank you. And of course, a special note from the dragon himself. So we were thrilled about that. Yeah.
Very, very cool.
All right. Because we are so excited about the movie, we wanted to play a game in response to it. Should we shut
Put that down. Here we go.
Yeah.
Stop breaking stuff.
We wanted to see what names we would get if we lived as Vikings, so we pulled up ChatGPT and entered this prompt. This is what you can do as well. Think creatively, and based on my name, you can create a Viking name for me if I lived in the world of the movie How to Train Your Dragon. You use this link for background on the movie. Welcome to Burke.com. That's what you want to use. All right, we're going to start with Matt. Matt, your Viking name, and James is here to help along.
I'm here to help. Go ahead.
All right.
Okay.
Matt, your dragon name is?
What would my dragon name be, James?
Matt Whisper Talon Doolittle.
Whisper Talon.
I'll take
Whisper
it.
Talon.
Whisper Talon.
Yeah, Whisper Talon.
Look at you, Matt, as a
right.
Viking.
Hey,
That's impressive.
Okay.
All right.
All
I
right,
got the chin right.
Mitch, let's move on to
What
Mitch.
would mine be? Oh, watch out, James. You're standing in front of the camera. All right. Mine would be what? What am I? Who am I? I would be. Well, first off, I'd look cool as hell.
That's awesome.
Hey, I'm
That's a
loving
good
that. I'd be
It's an
Mitch
upgrade.
Stormmouth Englishson. Yeah, I buy that.
Storm
You
out.
need to use that as a new profile
Actually, I
picture.
like that.
That's fantastic.
Storm out.
Hey, I like that.
All
I like
right.
that. I want to see what Jackson looks like.
Okay, what do I look like here? Let's find out.
Let's see
Okay.
here. Hopefully there's a nice breast.
Oh, wow.
Andrea
Look at there.
Flameheart Jackson daughter. I like it.
You could take some antacid for your flame heart.
Yeah, wow.
That is so cool. There's your names, and again, you can go and find out your own. We want to thank that. It's in theaters, and Matt,
Yes.
you saw the movie.
I
right?
loved it. I thought it was really good. It's one of those, they finally got the animation with the real life people right, and DreamWorks, you're doing it right. I'll just say that.
Very cool. All right. I'll tell you when you can walk in front of the camera, James. All right, we'll have more right after this. Go to 3 real quick, Zach. Go to 3, go to 3, go to 3, go to 3. Now walk in front of me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hey everybody, I am Mitch English.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, today's trends, tomorrow's talk, and we have a worldwide audience,
We sure
global
absolutely.
friends,
Global.
and Matt Doolittle has his pulse on everything.
We do, and our friends are all over the country, all over the world, in fact, on the Armed Forces Network. And we are reaching out to our friends today from KMCC in Las Vegas,
Hey,
Nevada.
viva Las Vegas!
Love Vegas. We've been there many a time.
We have, I don't remember much from it.
Me neither. Good times, good times.
KMCC. Sounds like a bra size in Las Vegas.
Yes.
You will see some of the most interesting people in the world on Vegas TV.
I love it.
Well,
It's the ranches that drive you crazy.
100%. Do this. We went one time when I'm going to drop a little whatever here, but
do I need to get the broom out?
Please, yes.
Okay.
When we won my ACM, my Academy of Country Music, the whole radio show got to go out to Vegas to get our awards and everything. And we were like, oh, let's have fun. We played Vegas Bingo, where we all lined up. We were like, you needed to find an Elvis impersonator. You had to find somebody that did not need to be on a scooter, who was on a scooter, a kid running around. I won, by the way.
Of course you did.
You know, I got an in my hand. I have an Elvis impersonator on a Little Rascal. It was like it was a double. And once I got that, I was like, nobody else.
Double
That's
bingo.
it. You're done.
Yes. And you had to get a picture of it too. So cool stuff
Great.
there. All right.
That sounds fun.
Some Guinness Book of World Record news here, and it's our buddy Tommy Cruise has made his way into the Guinness Book of World Records for the most blazing parachute jumps. Now, I've not seen this new movie out. Y'all have seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's terrific. I thought it was great. It was 2 hours, 50 minutes. I was a little concerned about the runtime, but I was completely involved the whole time.
And he is a guy, no matter what you want to say about, I like him. I like him as an
great.
actor. I'll watch anything that he's in. He's dedicated to it.
Yeah.
I think also he has enough pull to where insurance companies can't tell him he can't do his
True.
own stunts.
Appreciate Tom Cruise while you can, because he's
call.
terrific to watch. And the airplane stunt in that movie
insane.
is
Is-
unbelievable.
Now, does he jump out of the air? I've not seen it
He's
yet.
hanging on the side of an airplane as it flies through a canyon. It's nuts.
So he holds the world records for 16 blazing parachute jumps. Now, it used to be 16 blazing. It was something Nick used to hold the record for that. Not the case anymore.
Was that when he was blazing Kush?
16 blazes in an hour.
You guys walked me out in my car.
Yeah.
All right, so he did it 16 times. Not only that, when he did it, he had a 50-pound camera rig strapped to his body up over the mountains of South Africa, about 7,500 feet. They said it's basically his utter fearlessness doing this. And we also talked about, I would like to see him. It would almost not be fair to the real stuntmen. When I say real, like people, that's all they do.
That's what they do, right?
But now it can be an Academy Award winning a stunt. And so he holds it now. We're also talking a little bit about Mission Impossible. You said you started watching the whole series over again?
Because it's on Amazon, and
Every one of them?
And I should have watched the last one before we watched this one. It would have helped just kind of refresh my memory. It's a good
Final
one.
Reckoning.
Yeah, but then we started watching the other ones, and it's amazing to see the transformation. Because 30 years ago is when they
Isn't
did the
that
first
wild?
one?
Yeah.
So they also have something to add to our vernacular, Mission Impossible. The actual series back in the 60s, they had the term self-destruct was never used up until that part. And now we just hear self-destruct all the time. And you'll hear that on this show a lot, and it's usually concerning to me. But that has moved into our vernacular now because of Mission Impossible.
It's funny watching all those movies back. You can see where they became like a one series after I think 3.
Yeah.
It started turning into one series because 2, the music's good, but the rest of it, 3 was in his like weird era, and then from 4 on, they're great.
I love it. Great stuff there, and I think I'm going to do what you did and start all over again. We are going to not necessarily start over again, but we're going to keep going right after this. Stick around. You're watching Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time, and if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English here. June, packed with celebrations. You got Father's Day, you got graduations, also the start of summer. We got tech life expert Jennifer Jolly with some of her favorite gadgets for all those occasions. Double J, what you got for us?
Thanks so much for having me. Let's start with a gadget that lets you turn any space, backyard, basement, dorm room, into a full-on movie theater. This is the Kodak Luma 500 projector. It's a palm-sized powerhouse delivering full HD video with autofocus keystone correction, and it projects a screen up to 12.5 feet wide. Comes with built-in Google TV, so you can stream more than 700,000 shows and movies. You don't need any extra devices. Has a 2-hour battery life. It is portable, powerful, and just plain awesome. Next up, the Lenovo Yoga Book 9i. This is a multitasker's dream come true. It features 2 full-size OLED screens, perfect for stacking windows, streaming on one, working on the other, or just sketching with a stylus. It comes with a Bluetooth keyboard. That stylus is also included. It also has a little mouse and a folio stand, so you basically have a ready-to-go office right out of the box. This is lightweight, gorgeous, and packed with creative potential. Next up, the Blink Video Doorbell, budget-friendly smart home upgrade that's big on features. You get a full head-to-toe view of visitors, Alexa integration, and a 2-year battery life. Spend about $30 more a year and you get a whole slew of other fancy features too, including optional cloud video storage and person detection. Love this one. Way to level up on your hashtag adulting game. Speaking of gamers or games in general, the SanDisk Extreme Portable SSD is a total game saver. It adds loads of fast storage for today's massive PlayStation 5 and PC titles, so you don't have to delete old games to install new ones. You can even play directly from the drive on PCs anywhere you happen to go in the world. Just attach that right to your keychain. It is awesome, stylish, fast, and frustration-free. And let's wrap up with a sleeper hit on the set here today. It's a brand new app called Glance AI. It's easy to use. Use it to scan your selfie and style real shoppable outfits on you, not on a mannequin, not on a model, you. It factors in your shape, your skin tone, and your style preferences, kind of like a fashion wingman for dads, grads, anyone needing to level up and upgrade their closet. You can read more about all of these at techish.com.
In celebration of the summer pool season, smart shopping expert Trey Bose joins us with ways to upgrade your pool. Hi, Trey.
Thanks for having me on the Daily Flash. So let's dive right in. I'm excited to team up with Aiper, a leader in cordless robotic pool cleaners, and to tell you about Aiper Day, one of their biggest sales of the year, running from June 10th to June 25th, where you can save up to 40%. Now, the star of the show for me is Aiper's Scuba X1 Pro Max, which you can save $600 on during the sale. It's a powerful all-in-one cordless robotic cleaner that scrubs your pool's floor, walls, waterline, and even skims the surface. It picks up leaves, bugs, pet hair, and dirt, leaving your pool sparkling. And I love the smart mapping feature too. Plus, you can save even more by bundling it with their HydroCom Pro for water quality monitoring and communication via the app. But the biggest savings will be the time you save by not cleaning the pool yourself. Visit aiper.com to learn more, and happy summer.
Here they are, titles aplenty. Our Dollywood, man, we love Dollywood, has now earned the title of favorite theme park in the country. Not 1 year, not 2 years, third straight year in a row. Congratulations, Dollywood. We love her. We love Dolly. The National Amusement Parks Historical Association recently released that survey. They do it annually. Dollywood's first place ranking for favorite theme park marked the latest of its long list of awards. The park is located, of course, in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. It's beautiful. Dollywood has more than 50 rides and attractions. More than 2 million people visit the park each year. Disneyland in Anaheim, it came in second. But if you ever have a chance, go there. It's such a cool place and great food everywhere there.
Everybody raves about it.
It's really cool. Yeah. More Flash coming up right after this.
Something funny is going on, and it's happening every morning on Broadway and Friends, on great radio stations all across the U.S. of A. Broadway, T-Wall, Mitch Pancake English, and Sweet Becca. Broadway and Friends, 4 mics, 0 filters, and more opinions than your Aunt Cheryl's Facebook feed. Broadway and Friends. Want to join the madness? Hit up BroadwayandFriends.com.
Spell out the word
and jump into the deep end, blasting for the back road to the big leagues. Broadway and Friends. The most fun you can have with your radio on.
Y'all can call me Pancake here if you want to, but that's my radio term. All right, whether you're shopping last minute or looking to impress Pop on Father's Day, we've got your ultimate gift guy. With us is the modern man, Mike Paco. He's got some of his favorites. Check it out.
It's Father's Day, so let's find the perfect gift for Dad. If you've got a gamer dad in your life, check this out. The WD Black P10 Game Drive. It packs up to 6 terabytes of storage. That's space for around 150 games. No more tough choices on what to delete. It's sleek, it's portable, and built to handle life on the go. Whether he's gaming at home or sneaking in a session on vacation, he's ready to plug in and play. Now for something that's smart. Literally, meet the Plaud Note Pen, the world's most wearable AI note taker. You clip it, you wear it, tap it, and talk. It records your voice, and the app transcribes, summarizes, and organizes your thoughts, all hands-free, and it's privacy-focused with secure local and cloud storage. Let's talk grooming. Bic's new Flex 5 sensitive razor is a total upgrade. 5 blades, a pivoting head, and a lubricating strip with aloe, vitamin E, licorice, and almond oil. It gives you a close, smooth shave without irritation. Perfect for summer heat. For more information on these items, visit me on social media at Mike Bako and at Daily National.
Women go through many unique issues as they age. Joining us today is Dr. Contessa Metcalf of Bravo's Married to Medicine with some timely tips for women. Hi, Dr. Metcalf.
Well, women do go through a lot of changes, and while it's so easy for us to discuss things like pregnancy, we often don't feel comfortable talking about things like menopause and perimenopause, so it can take us by surprise. And that is why I'm partnering with Secret. They understand how important it is to provide women with the tools and confidence they need to navigate these changes and feel their very best every day. So one proven solution is using Secret Clinical Antiperspirant and Secret Whole Body Deodorant together. This dynamic duo is specifically designed to manage the symptoms many women face during hormonal changes, like excessive sweating and body odor. And I also love that Secret Clinical Antiperspirant and Whole Body Deodorant are designed to work overnight, offering up to 10 hours of dryness, and that can mean fewer night sweats and a more restful night's sleep. Now, the key is really recognizing all these changes are normal and manageable, and that is why Secret developed products like its clinical antiperspirant and whole body deodorant. But the key is also to understand that the Secret clinical antiperspirant is designed and regulated for powerful underarm sweat protection, but the Secret whole body deodorant, on the other hand, is made for use on external areas beyond the underarm. Well, for more information about all of life's transitions, go to secret.com.
All right, looks like Chrysler, we all know, they invented the minivan, and now they are celebrating their 100th anniversary this summer. We got auto expert Nick Miles with a ride through time.
Look at the size of this cake, which begs the question, what do you get a car company that's turning 100?
Chrysler is celebrating its centennial with the 2026 Chrysler Pacifica 100th Anniversary Edition to commemorate Chrysler's century of innovation.
And yes, it's a minivan, but Chrysler invented the minivan.
But to understand where the Pacifica comes from, we have to rewind all the way back to 1924. Walter Chrysler took on Detroit with a sedan that would stop faster than a speeding horse thanks to hydraulic brakes.
It was called the Chrysler 6, and despite no power steering or air conditioning, this was a blueprint for everything Chrysler did from this point on. Chrysler didn't just build cars, they built engineering benchmarks.
But the real sledgehammer came in 1951, Chrysler's first Hemi V8. It was powerful, it was loud, it was gloriously excessive. So naturally, it became a racing legend.
By the 1950s, Chrysler had morphed into a rebel with a push-button shifter.
They had tail fins, torsion bars, and transmissions that looked like jukebox buttons. The 300-letter cars, especially the 300C, were brutal and beautiful.
And then came the Cordoba. Remember that? Rich Corinthian leather. And Ricardo Montalban whispering to us through the speakers.
I request nothing beyond the thickly cushioned luxury of seats available even in soft Corinthian leather. Yet it is on the highway where Cordoba best answers my demands.
By 1984, they'd reshaped the American family car forever with the first modern minivan. The Town and Country, practical, boxy, and completely revolutionary.
Now Chrysler's down to one vehicle, the Pacifica, but don't confuse lean with non-productive.
Because the Pacifica isn't just a birthday cake, it's a signpost of where Chrysler goes from here.
Chrysler may not be the biggest name in your driveway, but the legacy, it's baked into every car of the past, present, and future.
So where does Chrysler go next? Time to ask the person behind the wheel of the brand itself. I got a chance to talk to Christine Fuel. She is the CEO of Chrysler. Now, 100 years is no small feat, but what does it mean to her?
What excites me most about Chrysler's future is that we are on a resurgence, and we are finally going to be launching new products in new segments that we exited 10 and 20 years ago.
Chrysler has gone from building icons to practical minivans. And this Halcyon, that's a spark of the future. At the Detroit Yacht Club, I'm Nick Miles.
And now the very latest from Disney Cruise Line. Check this out.
Summer vacation endgame? Family adventures. A majority of people are taking extended family along and seeking out family activities, and 19 million Americans are eyeing the high seas.
Ocean cruises really offer a great and hassle-free way to travel. For example, Disney Cruises offers 3 vacations in one. You get the hassle-free luxury of an ocean cruise where you only unpack once. You get to visit tropical destinations like Castaway Cay, where we are today. And then the third is that you get the magic of Disney. You get to meet your favorite Disney characters. There's an adult area, there's a kids club where your teens can have fun. You can also gather with the family for Broadway-style entertainment on board. Also, there's that signature dining rotation experience, and you also have a catered service team that follows you on your dining journey.
Book your vacay at DisneyCruise.com.
Follow The Daily Buzz on social media.
We are not done with the show just yet. There is much more of today's trends in tomorrow's talk. We've got streaming for the weekend coming up.
By the way, every pick you do, I watch, and she's always right. You should do the same thing. We have mine. Maddie has his. We'll reconvene. How about that? And we'll tell you what to stream this weekend.
Yes. So if you're looking for something new to binge watch, we have got you covered.
All right, stick around. We got today's trends, tomorrow's talk. This is Daily Flash. We love having you here. You smell great, by the way. What is that? Is that a new cologne?
It's lovely, isn't it?
Isn't it? 100%.
So nice.
Streaming for the weekend.
Hey everybody, before we head into the weekend, we always like to give you our picks for streaming for the weekend. This is where we tell you something you got to check out on your streaming services. AJ always kicks us off.
Yes, so my pick for the weekend is the new HBO Max show Duster, starring Josh Holloway, aka Sawyer from Lost.
Where are we going?
There she is, the rookie who thinks she can take down the Southwest Al Capone. You're pretty intense.
It's because I play to win. I love it. It's super fun. J.J. Abrams is behind it.
And my buddy Greg Gumbel
is in it, and it's just a great fun show.
Think of it like if you like anime, Japanese anime, but if it was a show, because there's fast cuts and the opening sequence is really cool too. A lot of car chases.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, my pick this week is a 4-part documentary series on Prime about Dale Earnhardt called Earnhardt.
Dale Earnhardt in car number 2 as a rookie to watch in this race.
I admired everything about my dad.
Look at that precision driving right to the line. Dale Earnhardt, his champion.
I admired how dedicated he was to racing.
Dale Earnhardt, one tough customer.
So as you can tell, I'm a little bit of a fan.
He's a big fan.
I cried partway through it, but it's a really good storytelling, and there's stuff in there I hadn't even seen before, so I loved it.
This is on Prime, which now they're
running NASCAR races, and Dale Jr. is one of the commentators, so it's really good. It's a good combination, and they did a great job on it.
Before there was Deadpool, before Napoleon Dynamite, there was Pee-wee himself. Icon, oddball, absolute legend. Let the weirdness begin.
I wanted to be a performance artist. I could show you my characters. Out of nowhere, Pee Wee Herman popped out of me. The audience ate it up and went crazy.
I like this. You found out more and appreciated him more. However, he was very still guarded on a lot of what he said, meaning he would say something like, that's how I was, or was I? Or was I not? Or was I? And he also talks about his sexuality, that because back then it could not come out that way.
He was
and
out
he
of
felt
the
like
closet,
he held it.
then he had to go back in, and he seemed very hard to work with, too.
Which, if you watch this, yes, very hard to work with, even on this thing where he basically narrates his own documentary.
Tells his side of the story.
Yes. So, well, we think, or did he? We don't know.
We don't know.
Did he? That does it for our side of the story. Bye-bye, y'all.